Hello and welcome back to Liverpool Stopping the Rot here on Championship Manager 97 1998. First things first, if you're new around the channel, I would be very appreciative if you could drop a sub on the red button down below and hit a like while you're there if you're enjoying the content in general as well. Now, as you can see, we are in Season 3, 8th of August, so we're right at the start of Season 3. We've gone through the summer, we've gone through everything like that. Last time out, obviously, we finished Season 2. We had an FA Cup final win on a replay against Newcastle. I think we finished the league games off as well, although I think the title was wrapped up maybe early on in those games. Today we start Season 3 as mentioned, but we were supposed to be doing a sort of look around the leagues. And I'll be honest, last time I recorded was a couple of days ago. I didn't update my notes and I completely forgot about it, and I just started ploughing through the game, ploughing through the summer, ploughing through the transfers, that sort of stuff. So today we are going to have all the transfers we've done. We're going to have one match, which is the Charity Shield. Obviously now the Community Shield, but formerly the Charity Shield, and it's us against Man United. I think we won the FA Cup and the league, so it's giving it to the runners-up in the league, Man United. Yeah, so tough. I'd rather Newcastle, but we've strengthened them a little bit, as you'll see in the transfers anyway. Bit of news in the summer as well. So Anfield, I'm just popping up on the screen now. Anfield was extended by the board. That severely impacted our transfers. We had about £23 million in the bank. We hadn't sold any players at this point, so we knew we had a few that were going, would maybe generate a little bit of extra income if we could get rid of them. But it doesn't help our plans. But hopefully, going forward, if we can fill this stadium, it's an extra, I think, top of my head, I'm not looking at the picture myself, but top of my head, it's about 13,000 seats, I think. I think it was quite a big expansion. It was a good chunk of money anyway, so... But we do need to make some sales to fund the war chest. It brought us back down to £9 million in the bank, so really hampered us. That would be one sort of good level player to work with. Now, we have had some ins. We're just going to skip over to the transfer screen. And actually, we'll look at the outs first. So jumping over now. Okay, so the outs. So the first one to go was Jamie Carragher. I think it was Jamie Carragher. Yeah, it was. So we had someone coming for bid. Have they sold him to Wolves already? Wow, okay. Interesting. So, it was Jamie Carragher. We offered him. He went to... Peter were coming for bid, and I think he turned them down. And about a week later, they came back in, reduced bid, of course. And he accepted. Of course he did. He accepts the lower bid. Arsehole. I thought he wouldn't do Liverpool dirty like that, but he did. But yeah, he goes to Peterborough, and he's since been snapped up by Wolves. I'm guessing on a big club release clause for 350 grand. He's already played, so they're obviously still in the Championship. We don't know who got promoted because I don't think we looked, did we? That was part of the look-around plans. We'll have a look in the league table in a minute, see who's come up. If we can work it out, figure it out. I think it might be tricky because we're on the third season. Some of the ones that went down. Looking at some of the player awards, which we look at the moment, I think Coventry may have gone down and come back up. Looking likely anyway. So I don't know if anyone unusual is going to sort of bounce back up. But anyway, yeah, Jamie Carragher, Wolves apparently. We then sold beyond talk of Arme. Wants to be a first teamer, constantly happy, plays well when he plays, but I think we've just improved in that area. 3.7 million was a bit too difficult to turn down. He's got 10 pace. I think when you see who we brought in, I think we've improved ourselves. It's a player we're familiar with from the lockdown challenge, a player who's pretty familiar to most Championship Manager 1997, 98 managers as well, but we'll have a look at those in a minute. But yeah, beyond talk of Arme, off he goes, 3.7 million. We then did sell Sean Dundee. Newcastle and Blackburn again coming for him. He was worth 12 something. They come in for 11, but we've almost doubled our money on him. We had sort of he's done okay for us, not amazing. And again, I think we've improved him, and we do maybe need to add an extra backup. But again, we'll talk about that in a moment. We haven't used all our money. The players that we've sold out, obviously this 11 million helps a great deal. As does this 1.3 Oivinley and Harson going to Middlesbrough. We had to drop the price. He was wanted by a raft of clubs, still at his high fee, but they weren't bidding for him. So I thought, you know what, rather than have him picking up 20 odd something a week, whatever it was he was picking up, he wasn't playing. Rather than that, we'll just take a hit on the money rather than waiting for a higher bid. Drop it down to the 1.3, was it 1.8? 1.3, so it's a bit of a big loss, but he is 28, again 10 pace. We've got better options in the club, and I'm working on a few other deals. It's coming through, but not possible right now. Anyway, in that regard, anyway. And then Karl-Heinz Riedler, earlier in the window, we had a bid of I think the same money from Dortmund. He turned it down. Obviously, he signed to Liverpool from Dortmund, so I thought it was a no-brainer he'd go, but the game doesn't have that registered. But Palmer come in 1.6 million. In fact, I think they offered a bit more. In fact, I think 1.6 for a 33-year-old striker. He's done well for us. He's still in the German setup. He's still banging in goals for Germany. And he'll probably do a decent job for Palmer, but I thought, you know what, he's 33, going to be 34 in a month. We needed to move on. And we needed a bit of space in the squad as well to work on what we were trying to bring in to improve the squad. Because, you know, we won the title. It went quite close. It's probably going to go quite close most years. But the Champions League Europe, we're still just that little bit of quality away from really, making our mark on it. So, yes. Anyway, to the ins. So the first one, we'll start with the lower end one. So Ryan Morris, you might be thinking, why have we done that? This is Ian Rush's regen, and he had a potential of, what did he have? 196. So, no brainer for me. In fact, he's going to go on the loan list because I want to try and get him some games quite quick. He's got good pace, fantastic off the ball, can't do better. Headings, little bit to be desired for, could do with that. Good determination. He's got okay passing strike of 20 positioning. He's got 20 shooting, good stamina, 13 strength, that's okay. 13 tackling, 13 technique. Yeah, and he's worth 50k. He's on a free transfer. He came from a schoolboy transfer, and I'm very happy with that transfer. If we can make something of him. We then had Gunther Werner, who is Lothar Matthäus' regen. He's got a potential 172, so not quite as good. Still got some pace to work on. We might list him for loan as well. We've got our two defensive midfielders. We've got two others that can cover if need be as well. He is currently injured, only a few days. He came in for 250. He went straight back to Bayern. So he's not that split. There's a few stats in there that needs working on. I'm hoping they will improve with time. Stamina and strength in particular needs working on. And yeah, his determination though is very good. A few other stats in there. His passing. He could obviously he's probably more likely to be a defensive midfielder for us with his passing and his maybe not his tackling's up 20 as well. So of course, so yeah, good signing there. I think he's one for the future for sure. And then the one we mentioned was John Curtis. He was actually offered to us in a Fowler deal as well. I think they offered us him and Notman. Notman was a silly one because he was out of contract on a free anyway. So we could still pick him up. He is an option. He's still at United, but he hasn't signed a contract. There's a few floating around like that. But John Curtis was a no-brainer. We sold Kavame. You know, we've upgraded 10 pace to 17 pace, 19 tackling, positioning 19, heading 15. We know how good he is. He was our main man at Fulham. And I think he was there long after we left as well. He carried that team through a lot of stuff. Anyway, yeah, so John Curtis, 775k on a tribunal. I think he was worth 1.2 or something. His contract was running out, or was out, I'm not too sure. And yeah, in he comes. And then finally, the big one, the big boy up front, Gabriel Batistuta, £5 million from Fiorentina. I mean, the numbers are okay. I think with the service we can provide him, we should be hitting probably double that. If we're not hitting 35 goals this season, 36 goals this season from Gabriel, I'll be very unhappy. He's on a 4-year deal, I think, which is a bit brave for a 30-year-old, but obviously Riedler was still banging him in for fun at 33, so yeah, he might even retire before that, but I think, you know what, 5 million, there was not a lot that we could get. There's a lot of good strikers interested, a lot of players matching the profile that I was trying to bring in, but they're either not interested or they're not available. It was a combination of both, so there were some good ones that weren't available. Maybe will come available. One has, but then he's now, since he's become available, is not interested. That's Florian Maurice from PSG. He was interested, wasn't available, and then he came available and now isn't interested. I just don't understand the man. He's not playing for PSG. He needs to move for the sake of his own good. Yeah. In terms of regens, there wasn't much this season. There's been a few. Hadji has retired. I can't quite find him. I'm sure he's an AMLC. I haven't looked completely. He's a foreign player. I'm not too bothered. But I found an attacking midfielder centre, which could be him. I'm not too sure. But we found this guy. He's a schoolboy at the moment, DMC. It's John Barnes. We signed him at Fulham. We'll keep an eye on him. And there is someone else I just want to add to my shortlist quickly because I just remembered he's not on there anymore. He's still at Sao Paulo, bizarrely. Hopefully, if he's there for a little bit longer, his contract demands might drop. He's on 5, but he wanted sort of 50 from us, and I'm not willing to pay 50 for him. He's not a first choice yet. He might be someone that maybe... I'll say he looks to replace Patrick Berger, but I mean, Berger pretty much carries this team, doesn't he? So, yeah. So that's the transfer stuff. We also had the season awards, which I'm going to pop on the screen now. I'm not going to talk about them. You can have a pause. I think we were in there as Manager of the Year. I think Michael Owen was in there as Writers Player of the Year or something like that. Some bizarre choices for other Players of the Year. I think PFA Player of the Year or something was Matt Clark from Sheffield Wednesday, who I think got relegated. He's their goalkeeper, I think. So, bit bizarre. So that's the ins and outs anyway, and that's the season awards. We are still on the hunt for another striker, as I mentioned, but either not available or not interested. Ronaldo's interested but not available. We've got, Maurice is available but not interested anymore. Bierhoff not available. I don't know if he's interested either. Weir, I think, is interested but not available. And then obviously the one last, we've got Papan, hasn't retired yet. Rushfeldt was kind of, maybe the pace isn't great, but matching the profile for a big, strong centre striker to knock the headers down and stuff. Ray's on a free transfer. I think he's about to go somewhere. Sao Paulo and Santos are interested in him, but he's 34. I'd rather pick up his regen down the line. His pace again is crap. Where's the other guy I was looking for? Where's he gone? I've lost him. No, he's here. We've got him in yellow. He's for some reason the yellow was just blinding him to me. So this is Arne Goodjohnson, I think's regen. He's the really good. Again, we had him at Salamanca, I believe. He retired and then he became the biggest transfer in the game, going to Sevilla, I believe. So we're trying to pick him up again while he's 19 years old. He's not available for transfer, but he is available for loan. So we're going to snap him up. His potential wasn't the best. It's 156, but we know what he can do. And I don't know what his potential was on that lockdown challenge game, but we just know he's a very good player. He's very well rounded, can play defensive midfield. The tackling maybe isn't great for that, but certainly in the forward positions, just behind the strikers, he could be a very good option in this formation. Good determination, good heading, good off the ball, good everything else, basically. Good shooting. I mean, positioning. Passing's a little bit to be desired, so maybe more up top than behind. But yeah, that basically sums up the off-season, basically. We'll have a quick look at the Champions League, who won it last season and stuff. We obviously can't see the matches. PSG beat Monaco. I think we saw that. I think that was the same day as our FA Cup final. We haven't been drawn for the Champions League yet. The qualifiers are still going on, but we are seeded, and I think we're straight into the groups, which we need. Cup Winners' Cup, PSV beat Marseille. UEFA Cup, Tottenham beat Deportivo. Okay, not happy about that. And I think that's about it. Let's have a look if we Premier League. Who come up? So who's new here? Who sticks out? Coventry there. I'm pretty sure they weren't here last year. I'm pretty sure they went down. On the manager awards, I'm pretty sure, is it Gordon Strachan got manager of the year? So yeah, they must be newly promoted. No one else is jumping out. Sheffield United must have come up. Okay. Nigel Spackman. They were in for a few of our players. That makes sense that they've got maybe got a bit more reputation now. David Holdsworth, maybe not on this game. The one before, I think, is always a good signing. Not for Liverpool, but if you're a sort of smaller Premier League club or something, he's a good pickup. Graham Stewart is there, wanted by Celtic. He had a good season last year, to be fair. Peter Cachuro, better the season before. I don't know how they've powered their way to the title. Deba done it? Not really. He's a new signing for the... They've signed a lot of players this season. Beaumorte on loan. That was during the... No, they've not signed a lot of players. So they've signed from here, Willie Patana. Don't know who he is. Steve Watson on a free transfer. That's not a bad signing. James Debert and Lee Jones, I think, is a striker. Did it say Barnsley? Yeah, not a great striker in all honesty. So yeah, Sheffield United and... Did Wimbledon go down and come back up? Were they there last year? I can't remember. Middlesbrough were there, Man City were there. Ipswich are the new ones. They got Justin Walker, who's a good pickup from, is it Lincoln? Oh, it must be an 0102. I think I pick him up from Lincoln. So he's moved about a few times. He's now at Ipswich. Have they signed anyone? Adicote on a free transfer. Martin Smith from Celtic and Adam Bates from Cardiff. I'll be honest, it's not the biggest amount of business for coming up, and they've lost a few. But Barcelona, Neville Roach, he's a regen. Wow. Is that date? No, he's not a regen. What on earth? So he signed from Reading, and then they've lost him to Barcelona of all people. This game just never ceases to amaze me. But anyway, we're going to jump into the Charity Shield. Team-wise, I think we're good to go. I think I set it up beforehand. We are sticking a little bit with Jamie Redknapp this time. We've got the 3 centre mids. So I'm thinking we need... Gerald is young still. He's in England under 21 now, but Jamie Redknapp is in the England fold. So he is ahead of him now, but I think maybe we can do better than him. So Gerard as the backup, Hardenstrom as a floating defender, midfielder backup. But I think, yeah, we need better than Redknapp for that centre position. In terms of starting today, so we've got Owen and Batistuta, Berger suspended, and Rui Costa is injured. How long is he out for? A couple of days, that's fine. Knutsen's obviously still out for about 8 months. Oh, 4 months, okay. Not too bad, he'll be back by Christmas-ish, then the New Year. So we've got Lee Hughes, Ince, McAteer, Hounshaw, Matteo, James, Redknapp, McManaman, Biscord, probably pronouncing it wrong again, Owen and Batistuta. We do need another sub. Who's missing? We've got a defender, we've got a defensive midfielder, we've got a wing back. We need an attacking midfielder, don't we? So we're going to have Danny Murphy on the bench. Batistuta's probably going to go to penalties. 15. He's probably going to go to direct free kicks as well, I think. Try and get his goal tally going a little bit more. John Curtis is going to come onto the bench. And who we got as our captain? Paul Ince. Is that about right? 20, yeah. Not going to do much better than that. I think we're going to go for one more season out of old Incey. Obviously against his old club here. Could be a red card on the first minute here. Desai. Yellow. Wow. The ref has bottled it. First minute, the ref has bottled it. Absolutely. I wonder if I need to change Redknapp off the corners, actually. I think he was okay. I think he was 15. But can we get the first silverware? They've scored, and they should not even have 11 men on the pitch right now. It's been disallowed. I was going to say it equals it out, but it doesn't, because that goal, yeah, not great, but 10 men would have changed the game. Like first minute, 10 men would have changed the whole context of the game. Don't get me wrong, you don't necessarily want an opponent to go down to 10 men, but when it's Man United and we're trying to lay down something for the season, I can make an exception, you know, as long as we didn't get an injury from it on Batistuta or something. It was Owen, wasn't it? We need him firing and fit this season as well. Fowler's waiting in the wings, but David Platt, I think he scored the goal that got disallowed, and he scored again. He's destined to score in this game. Another one disallowed. What's going on? So the linesman's bottling it for Man United, and so the referee's bottled it for Man United, and the linesman's bottling it against us. The two big teams, obviously, in England over the last 30 years, roughly. At this point at the time, 20 years certainly. And so far, I didn't see who they had in their team. I didn't see they signed. Obviously, Shearer signed last year, and he's still there doing what Shearer does. Batistuta, chance to open his, and Schmeichel, a good save there. We had a chance, but Batistuta had a very good chance just before that. What can we do? It looks like it's going to go. This goes straight to penalties. Obviously, doesn't go to. I'm sure that said Batistuta with a chip. Pardon, excuse me there. Obviously famous. If you listen to the Quickly Kevin podcasts, always getting. I haven't listened to him for a few months actually, but it always gets slaughtered on there for being chipped through the 90s. But we do score 81 minutes. Michael Owen obviously would eventually go on to play for Man United in about 10 years from now, game time. Let's have a look. Who have they got in their team? So we've won the first title. That's good. Hasn't gone to penalties or anything. Jorge Costa I think he was there already, yeah. Mark Platz, is that the Sheffield Wednesday guy? What on earth? I know they sold Solskjaer to Barcelona. So I'm going to see who I want to have a quick look at who they've sold. So Berger's back, that's good. We should have Rui Costa back very shortly as well. So Man United, transfers ins and outs. So they signed Jody Morris from Rangers, didn't play today. Don't know why. He's England international as well, Jody Morris. I saw that in the summer. Sergio Perini from Rangers didn't play today. Not injured. Winston Bogard, that was last year. That's fine. He did play, didn't he? No, he didn't play. He didn't play. Outs. So, obviously, they lost a bit of a busy summer. So, Dennis Irwin's gone to Tottenham. Didn't retire. Mole Ryan, that was loan last season. Pilkington's a free transfer, still there. Ben Thornley's a free transfer, still there. John Curtis to us. Yeah, 11 million to Barcelona for Solskjaer. I mean, I don't know who's doing their transfers. Eric Nevland, is he available? Oh, we're going to add him to short. Oh, do you know what? I'm going to pop a bid on him. They're not blocking it against us. So I think we've got to make him our backup fourth choice striker. I think that works quite well. 3 very good ones, a fourth a decent one that can come in and do a job and maybe for the future, and then a really young one we're looking to loan out really for the future. I think that would be a good complement of players in our squad. Hopefully we can get that done before the draw for the Champions League, because obviously we need him not to be cup tied. Now let's see where we're going to come back. We've obviously done August now. We're going to try and get through to September. Anything interesting in September? Not really. We'll probably come back here then. End of August, we've got Man City, Manchester Derby. Why am I saying Manchester Derby? We're not Man United, we're Liverpool. What are we doing? What are we talking about? I don't really know. We're going to come back for Bolton, Newcastle and Ipswich. There's a big gap between a lot of the games. There might be some Champions League that appears in there as well. Actually, the draw of the Champions League will appear. So that will probably skew it before the next episode starts. So we'll see if there's a change. But that's what we're planning. We're coming Bolton, Newcastle, Ipswich. But we'll see what Champions League throws our way. And then that we can maybe regroup on that. But that's the end of today's episode. So if you have enjoyed it, please smash the like down below. If you're new around here, hit the sub button. We'd be really appreciative of that. And until next time, possibly Champions League, possibly the 3 group league games I've mentioned, I will see you next time. Take care. Goodbye.